how could young men look into the future, not have a myopic version of themselves, and just kind of look, 2 feet in front of them, look, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road? How can young men become the best versions of themselves? I'd like to get your thoughts on this. Who would like to go first?
I mean, I can explain.
Go ahead, Michael.
Again. So we did, I'll just dabber into it. So when I started nightlife at a very young age, right, I got a huge ego because I was, the prince of South Beach at 21 and had all the model girls and everything. Dabbled in a lot of drugs. Already had Mercedes, the most beautiful apartment in Miami, boat, all of that. Started smoking heroin. And
oh, shit.
I thought it was so cool. And within 1 year, I swear on my life, I spent the blizzard of 95 in New York City from basically Thanksgiving to New Year's Eve, begging, literally in like minus 10 degrees in snow, sleeping in subways. I went that low in life.
You were full on the lowest of the low, homeless at that point. From partying in South Beach, being like the man to that.
It's all recorded. There's many books that have been written on it. And then I had a brain tumor, and then my dad died. Then I had after that go to, multiple rehabs, and, I had to learn to like walk and talk and everything again. And then my reputation was completely destroyed. I was exiled. I had to everything was destroyed, right? The point of why I'm telling you this is today, people ask me, oh my God, your foundation, da-da-da. What made you create that? I say, that shit that happened to me over there. Right?
100%.
So the death of something, right, is the birth of another.
Yes.
Right? It's how God operates. A 5-star general is a 5-star general because he's overcome all these different battles, right, that he wears on his chest, right? If you live in the past and you're like, imagine if I was, my name's Michael Capponi, I have to go to a meeting every single day and drugs are more powerful than me and I take one day at a time. It'd be pretty weak, right? Instead, it's thank you, universe, for these insane, horrible experiences that I've had. But those experiences are now transmuted and made me, right, become something completely different, right? And that's about flipping the switch. So people that are stuck somewhere, right, you just have to learn to flip the switch and make the negative into the positive. And once you do that, then every single negative thing that happens to you becomes a positive thing that happens to you. Then you don't need to camouflage yourself. You don't need a therapist. You don't need Prozac. You don't smoke cigarettes all day long because you get while you were stuck, right?
It's crazy, but it's exactly what he's saying. It's like, you look back and you realize that all those fucking horrible things in your life made you the person you are today. And if they wouldn't have happened, you wouldn't be where you are today. And his is a lot more extreme than any of mine. And probably, well, I don't know about yours because you were in jail. But,
pretty bad.
But fuck, I mean, it's going through some hardcore shit.
Of course.
And to the real, the real men of how do you say it? What do you say?
High value man.
High value man. A high value man is a person that can go through that shit, go out the other side of it, and still fucking be alive, still make it, still add to this world, still give something that's a contribution to the earth or to society. Because there's a lot of guys that would have stopped, a lot of guys would have died in the subway.
Oh, yeah.
They would have died right there. Or they would have given up. They would have been like, fuck it, I can't take it anymore. They wouldn't, or they would be somewhere just being like, oh, fuck, I'm a loser. I just think I'm a loser, and they would have killed themselves.
Yeah, there's a lot of people are going through with that right now. A lot of drug epidemics, opioid overdose, of course.
And I think to myself, somebody that's going to kill themselves, aside from mental illness, somebody that's going to kill themselves, why don't they think to themselves, if they're that low and they're going to kill themselves, they have they're going to turn their lives into nothing, right? Mm-hmm. Why not just say fuck it? Instead of killing myself, I'll just give soup at the soup kitchen. I'll just hand soup to people. I'll just make myself useful. If I think I'm worthless, at least I can do something.
Add some value
right? to my life. And then, they'll go on.
Great perspective.
Instead of doing what Tate said, like, go get a six-pack like me and all that bullshit. Bullshit. You want to be a high-value man and you think you're a loser? Go, do something charitable. Go start giving food to the homeless. Start giving soup in the soup kitchen. And then you're going to see there's people that have it out there a lot worse than you.
Yep.
And you're going to start feeling better about yourself. This is almost like a selfish act that you're doing. By giving, it's being almost selfish because you're building your self-esteem. You're building yourself back up.
Love that. Yeah. Ricky, go ahead. Lowest of the low to the highest of the highs, right?
I think that my first warning to all of the younger guys is very much watch who the fuck you're around and your association. You got to watch that because if you don't watch that, those people will have such a heavy influence on you that you will eventually become who they are. So if you like your crowd, and I don't say like because you enjoy with them, because you're drinking with them, you're fucking hungover on a Sunday with them. I mean, like you actually you're inspired by them. Like I'm inspired by these two guys, and hearing Michael and George talk.
Thank you.
It adds value to my life, because I'm younger than they are, and they have more experience than I have, and I'm listening. I'm like, these are the type of men that I want in my life, right? So, and I wish I would have had that mentality when I was younger because I would have been around people that are really high value men, because I had no value at that time, and so that's one. Number one would be associate with yourself. Try to find a couple of guys like these guys right here, and including somebody obviously like Adam. We're friends, and find people that can bring value to your life. That it's the wisdom they can bring to your life. But that's number one. But number two, where I had to reinvent myself. I went through something pretty. I had got. I was doing well because I was doing things I was not supposed to, and I was dating Erica at the time. And a CERT team raided my house, and they raided my house. I was 25 years old. That was the third time they had raided my house. And I went to court, and I went, and I was just like, damn, like I'm definitely gonna get it this time. All my uncles, a lot of my uncles have been in federal prison doing federal time. Look, my cousins have been killed, and I said, oh shit, okay, here we go. And so basically, the judge is like, bro, if I ever see your ass here again, like you will not see daylight. And I was 25 years old, and I said, fuck. Okay, I was 25, 26 years old. I said, fuck. Okay, all right. And I'm not even scared of judge. This time I was dating Erica. I was engaged already. And I said to myself at that point, I have two choices to make. And at that point, I had already seen, by that time, a lot of my uncles were going through midterms. They were going through federal prison sentences. I see them grow up, like my cousins didn't grow up with their dads. Just this year, a couple of my cousins were murdered. Three of them, one was murdered last year because everybody's in drugs, we're from in Mexico. And so I asked myself, is that the life that I want? But it had to have been but it wasn't because it's because another man told me, I am going to take your freedom into the last breath that you take if this shit doesn't stop.
So if you like that clip, click right here to watch another, or if you want to watch the entire Soscast, click right here.